made a game of it late in the first half. What did you start doing right to make that comeback?
You know what? We just competed. They're much bigger than us at most positions, I guess at all positions, and they made an effort to go inside. When we made that run, we kind of filled up the lane, and we made the game a little uglier than they wanted it to be. When they posted the ball, we had bodies in the lane, and when they turned to try to score, we had 2 or 3 bodies at the rim contesting every shot.
Were you aware of their guards being out and therefore loaded up the post a little bit more, or was that just really necessity because of size?
It was kind of necessity. I mean, we were actually really deep in the front court, and we're not as deep in the back court as we would like to be. As you saw late in the second half, they started going and posting our guards a little bit more because obviously they got probably 4 or 5 inches on us at the 1, 2, and the 3. So they started going in the post a little bit more. So we have to combat that a little bit. We tried to fill up the lane and show them bodies in the post, but they just kind of overpowered us.
You kind of just mentioned, I guess, Indiana being bigger at all the positions, but from a schematic perspective, anything different that you saw from Indiana tonight that you weren't really expecting?
Well, yeah, I mean, we didn't really touch on them posting our guards. We needed, and honestly, they shot the ball pretty good also. We need to do a better job defensively. They shot 30 free throws, so we got to keep them off the line. But it was, I tell you what, at the end of the day, it was good for us. This is going to help prepare us and get us ready for the league.
You kind of talked about it in the lead up to this, but getting to come to Bloomington, to Assembly Hall for you and your team, I guess, what does the experience mean to you to be able to play in one of these venues like this in college basketball?
Well, after the first 4 minutes, and I shook off the awe. I was looking around, and I was like, this is unbelievable. It's a great experience for the guys, and I've said it to a number of people. This is something they're going to remember for the next 20, 30 years of their life. They'll be talking about this for a while. This is a historic venue, and it was a lot of fun for us to be here.
And I guess on a personal note for you, you've coached a bunch of games in the past, but first one is, a head coach of a college program. What were you kind of thinking? Any different adjustments here to make compared to being an assistant?
You know what? And I said this when we came out the locker room before the game started. I said I was a little calm. It almost scared me how calm I was. But I thought about it. The last game I coached was versus Purdue in the NCAA tournament as an assistant coach. And this was my first one as a head coach, so I'm doing pretty good. But we lost both of them, so maybe I'm not doing as well as I thought I should.
Western Pennsylvania is like a cradle of coaches. Archie's from there. What is Western Pennsylvania basketball like?
I tell you what, and I'll be honest, I did not know how good the basketball was until I got there. There's a lot of good coaches and a lot of good basketball that have come out of Western Pennsylvania. There are a lot of good players in Western Pennsylvania. I'm excited to be a part of it, and as long as it's a secret, hopefully I can capitalize on it. I don't want anybody else to know about it.
Justin Smith at 18 for Indiana didn't miss a shot. It was a tough matchup for you.
Yeah, I'd say that. he had a great game. Obviously, he's a good player. I actually thought he made some tough shots. I thought we were there on a couple of shots he took with a hand in his face. But that's just a credit to him. He's a good player, and he made some really tough shots.
It seemed like Indiana went a bit more up-tempo to start the game, maybe aggressive, pushing the ball, to start their offense. Was that something that took you guys by surprise at all?
Well, at the end of the day, again, we talk about things we have to learn and get better, and I thought that was one. Our transition defense wasn't very good the entire game. They beat us up and down the court. They did a great job in transition, finding guys. Their big guys were outrunning us. We have to understand that in order for us to be a good team, we have to run both ways, offensively and defensively. We have to run the court, but we have to get back. We have to build the ball in order to play defense. If we're giving up layups, then it's going to be a long night for us.
Thank you.